myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set the rewind.
Good morning, YouTube. I'm at Singapore Changi Airport, Terminal 3, in the Transit Hotel. I came in last night from Seoul at about 10 p.m. Well, I arrived at the hotel at 20 past 10, and I booked a room for a 7-hour block. And it's now 5 a.m., and I have to get out in half an hour for my flight, which leaves at about 7 a.m. Now, I'm going through to Melbourne, so I was travelling from Seoul through to Melbourne. I could have caught a flight at midnight, so just transited for 2 hours. But in my old age, I'm finding that if I stay up all night in economy, I'm ruined for the week. So I chose to break my trip and stay here at the Terminal 3 Transit Hotel for the 7-hour block. And I got 6 hours of pretty good solid sleep. It means I will, be awake for the day, but awake for the day flight back through to Melbourne. So the Transit Hotel is very easy to find. It's at the B gate end of Terminal 3, so there's a set of escalators. It's well signposted. Ambassador also run a transit lounge, a pay-per-use transit lounge, if you actually want to eat and drink and sit up for a few hours, but are looking for lounge access. But the Transit Hotel is really if you want to sleep. So the room is well equipped. This one's got a double bed. I actually stayed in the Transit Hotel on the way up to Seoul about 5 days ago, and that room had 2 single beds. I didn't specify either. You just get what they give you. So this room's got a double bed. It's got a full bathroom. The bathroom is equipped with shaving equipment or toothpaste and toothbrush if you need it. So you can pretty much survive with just your carry-on luggage. If you're staying in the Transit Hotel, you don't go through immigration. You stay within the airport. So you need to have everything you need with you for the stay. So you either check all your luggage through to the destination and just have your basics with you in your carry-on luggage, or, as I've done, you just travel with carry-on luggage and have everything you need with you for the whole trip. But you don't go through immigration. You don't get your check bags to bring to the Transit Hotel. So this room cost $240 for 7 hours. On the way up to Seoul, I stayed for only 6 hours and it cost me $217. Each time it includes a meal if you want it. I'm not going to have the meal in either direction. They are sort of bento box meals. If you feel hungry at 4 a.m. or whatever, you do get the access to the meal, but you've got to have it within your booked 6-hour block. So the room's very quiet. I haven't heard anything all night. You're in the middle of an airport, but there's no aircraft noise whatsoever. There's no window. There's the appearance of a window. They have a curtain here, but behind the curtain there's just a solid wall. So I think the key to using the Transit Hotel is making that your flights line up with when you usually sleep. There's no point really booking into the Transit Hotel for 6 hours during the day if you're not going to sleep, unless you want someplace to work, because there is a desk here as well, and you don't have lounge access. But if you're actually looking to get some rest, I find that you need to get into the Transit Hotel relatively early in your normal sleep pattern time. So perhaps I usually go to bed at sort of 10 p.m. So if I get here before midnight, Melbourne time, I can then fall asleep. If I get here too late, on the way up I got in at about 2 or 3 a.m., so the middle of the night, and I didn't really sleep that well. I lay there for 4 or 5 hours. I certainly got some rest, and it helped for the daytime sector through to Seoul, but I didn't sleep as well as if you get in my case, at about 10 p.m. So last night, I went straight to bed. I was in bed by 10:30 here, and I slept for a pretty solid 6 hours. So I've got to get out of the hotel in half an hour. I just had enough time to obviously wake up, have a shower, record this video. There is some tea and coffee making facilities and Milo, so I might make myself a cup of coffee and then head out into the terminal. So there's plenty of facilities in the terminal if you just want something to eat or a decent cup of coffee before your flight. So I'll have about an hour and a half to kill before my actual flight through to Melbourne. So at a cost of $240 odd, it's obviously much cheaper than buying a business class ticket to get a lay flat bed. Now it extends your trip time by, in my case, I'll be getting home probably 8 hours later than if I'd caught the nighttime flight through from Singapore to Melbourne. But it does mean that I'll be properly slept and, be able to work properly for the rest of the week. If I do an overnight flight these days in economy and stay up all night, I find that I'm fairly useless for a couple of days afterwards. So clearly I could book premium economy airfares or even business class airfares, but that's a very expensive way to deal with the issue. If you've got a bit of time on your hands, why not just spend the extra $200, book an economy ticket, but treat yourself to 6 or 7 hours in the transit hotel in the middle of the trip. Certainly worth doing if you're travelling through to Europe from Australia or North Asia from Australia. Obviously, it also works best at hub airports where there are multiple flights per day to your destination, and you can choose your trip to get that sort of 6 or 7 hour block in the time period when you would actually want to go to sleep.
To book the Ambassador Transit Hotel, you just Google Ambassador Transit Hotel. It takes you to the website of the Haralila Group, and from there you can choose which transit hotel you want to stay in. There are 2 at Changi Airport. There's one in Terminal 2 and there's one in Terminal 3. So depending on where your flights are leaving from or arriving at, you choose the most appropriate transit hotel. Rates are given on the website. You don't have to book in blocks of 6. I was able to book for 7 hours. It basically added an additional $25 to the 6-hour rate to give me a 7-hour rate. It will ask you what your flight details are, arrival times, departure times, and the flight numbers. You do need to present your onward boarding pass when you check in. That's a requirement of checking in.
Anyway, thanks for watching. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button and the like button. Leave a comment, ask any questions you might like about staying in the transit hotel at Singapore or any other airport. Have a good day.
29 and I find myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time,
And all checked out of the transit hotel.
and 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. Life lessons come 1 in a dozen. The other 11 get something from nothing. I sit here looking for an answer. Maybe the biggest question was in the last chapter. You gave me the soul I have today. Without you I never could have moved away. But now I seek what you teach.